The regular clatter of N&W trains used to reassure Mohammed Rahman that he had chosen the right spot in Queens for his fruit stand, a steady stream of customers supplied by the 36th Avenue subway station overhead. Now the sound is a reminder of how bad business has become. Trains still rattle through the station, but they keep on going. The station has been closed since October for a renovation that is supposed to be finished in 8 months. You see, no customers, Mr. Rahman, 49, said, gesturing around his cart piled high with apples, persimmons, and berries. He pointed to other businesses around the intersection of 36th Avenue and 31st Street in Astoria. The Chinese restaurant, the pizza restaurant, everybody cries. He has sold fruit on the corner for more than 8 years. Before, never like this, Mr. Rahman said. The 36th Avenue station is one of dozens that have been closed or are scheduled to be closed as part of plans to modernize New York City's antiquated and fraying subway system. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority, which operates the subway, has set aside $4 billion for station upgrades and repairs through 2019. While much of the money is for routine, ongoing maintenance work, nearly $1 billion is for a plan called the Enhanced Station Initiative, to install features including countdown clocks, digital displays, new lighting fixtures and USB ports at 33 stations. Some critics have said the authority should instead replace and repair its aging infrastructure, which has contributed to a precipitous decline in service. For many riders, the long-term station closings compound their frustrations, prolonging commutes and throwing routines into disarray. For some surrounding businesses, they pose an existential question. There's no traffic. No traffic, no business, said Mohammed Chowdhury, 43, the owner of MC. Delhi near the 36th Avenue station. Since the station closed, Mr. Chowdhury said, his sales have been cut in half. In a 2-hour span on a recent Tuesday, he rang up $20 in sales, compared with a more typical $40 or $50. The day before, another 2-hour window brought in only $4. Mr. Chowdhury wonders if he will be around to enjoy whatever benefits a renovated station might offer. I'm just crossing my fingers that I'm able to survive, he said. Subway riders, meanwhile, grumble about having to walk to stops farther away, settle for more indirect train routes or rely on temporary shuttle buses, which carry them to the next available station. Bernadette Carmen's son attends high school in Brooklyn near the Bay Ridge Avenue stop on the R line, which was closed from April to October. Ms. Carmen's son is autistic and helping him adjust to a new commute from their home in Bay Ridge proved challenging. She took a week off from work to help him adjust. They tried 2 bus lines, but ultimately settled on a car service or having Ms. Carmen's husband drive him. When the school year ended in June, she chose not to sign her son up for summer school. It wasn't worth the expense or the grief, Ms. Carmen, 45, said. For Caitlin Monahan, 24, the easiest route from her home in Bushwick, Brooklyn, to her job in Midtown Manhattan, where she works as a receptionist at a doctor's office, would be along the M line. But the Knickerbocker Avenue M station near her apartment closed in July and, along with the nearby Central Avenue station, is not scheduled to reopen until spring. Ms. Monahan instead takes 2 trains, nearly doubling what should be a 25-minute commute. I think the most frustrating part is that it's kind of like, what's the point of living in the city if it's going to be this ridiculous commute, she said. Transportation Authority officials say closing a station entirely is less disruptive than protracted partial closures. In the past 5 years, 19 stations have been closed 6 months or longer for repairs. Riders' patience for the closings seems to hinge on the reasons behind them. Edwin Epich, 57, lamented the inconvenience of the station shutdowns along the M line. His girlfriend, who lives in Manhattan, now visits him in Brooklyn less frequently, but acknowledged that they enabled the replacement of 2 aging bridges. The closing of the Bay Ridge Avenue station, however, provoked outrage. That station, along with the 36th Avenue station, was closed as part of the Enhanced Station Initiative, which Gov. Andrew M. Cuomo, who controls the subway, likes to promote. Transit advocates and many passengers said they would much prefer that officials focus on providing reliable service. It is nice to have a cleaned-up space, and it is a nice thing to have the countdown clocks, said Jennifer Gaboury, 46, a professor at Hunter College who lives near the Bay Ridge station and helped organize a protest there when it reopened. But they're also a sort of funny, strange symbol of what's wrong with what's happening. The countdown clock, she added, tells you is how long it's going to be until the R train arrives. And when it flashes 23 minutes, you almost want to laugh that the MTA has chosen to prioritize this. Shams Tarek, a transportation authority spokesman, said the enhancement plan goes beyond adding amenities and focuses on essential maintenance, repair, safety, and functional improvement work. Those who protested at the reopening of the Bay Ridge Avenue station also noted that the renovations did not include the installation of elevators, a common criticism by transit advocates of the stations that are part of the enhancement plan. Not only does the Enhanced Station Initiative not make the trains run any faster, but it also doesn't allow more people to ride the terrible service, said Mel Plott, a program analyst at the Transit Center, a research group. People with disabilities, parents with strollers, older New Yorkers would love to be able to access the same terrible service as everybody else. Mr. Tarek said adding elevators under the enhancement plan would have required substantially more time and money. He added that the agency is already installing elevators at 26 stations and plans to continue building more in the future. In Astoria, shop owners around the 36th Avenue station have dealt with the plunge in business differently. Mr. Chowdhury stays open 2 hours later to try to attract late-night customers. Leo Rubio, the owner of Leo's Brick Oven Pizza, closes 2 hours earlier, and let one of his workers go. Chano Morales, the manager of a restaurant called Holy Guacamole, is offering more happy hour deals and using discounts to try to lure construction workers from the closed station. But while their strategies differ, their frustration is the same. And so is their response, uttered by each separately, all with the same helpless shrug. What can you do?